Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI, the car shipping business channel. It is Thursday. It is noon Central Time. That means it is time for Dispatching Live, where Sue and I look at the load boards. We are looking for loads. We're verifying loads. We're making phone calls. We're negotiating. We're talking to carriers. We're talking about routes and all of that. That's what this is all about. So we want to look at the load boards for you. You can skip ahead. Don't forget, if you're watching on demand and you think this show is really long, go in the time codes below and you can skip ahead, click on stuff, get ahead. You're going to miss stuff, but at least you can skip ahead. Hey, jump in the live chat when you're ready. Say hello. Thank you so much. You click that share button, like button. I hit the wrong button. There's the live chat. Hey, what's up, Alex? And there's Murphy Auto Transport Services. And what you can do is you can put in your route scout. So if you want us to look for loads, maybe just double check a route. Maybe you're not certain about a car or you have several to pick from. We want to help you take a look and help you, give you advice. So put in the number of vehicles you're looking for in the live chat. You can post your company name, you can post your route, but basically, we want to help you look for stuff. You can click the like button. Thank you so much. And if you're here from, what was it, Tuesday night, man, we had a crazy show. We're going to be talking about the top 12 load boards in auto transport 2022. Don't forget, you can go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up. Become an ATI insider. We'll put you in touch with Ty. You can get a coaching session. We get email requests for, I'm looking for a dispatcher, or I want to get set up, or, I'm going to get my authority. Can I get signed up? We're going to talk about that, how long it takes to get signed up with some of the load boards. Oh, Alex sent you an email. Did you see that, Sue? Alex sent you an email. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Now we can hear you. Okay, so say it again. Did you...
I said, I don't know if I answered him or not. Did I answer you?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I do that too.
he said, I don't know if you saw it. Then I didn't get it, Alex. Send it to me like right now or after the show, and I will answer you. And if that way, I'll know if it's in the spam. I'll go look for it.
I'm going to share Sue's email address with you too. So here, just in case you don't already know, so you're hearing the voice of Sue. She runs Murphy Auto Transport Services, fully licensed broker, runs a dispatch office, co-host on Dispatching Live, etc. et al. So what is going on, Sue? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Other than, this COVID thing is kicking our butts. Everybody we're all under, technically, I guess you say quarantine.
Get out of here.
But we all got it at the same time, so we're all just working.
I did read that if everybody has it, you don't have to isolate.
Right.
Yeah, so, hey, man, pass the margaritas. We all got it.
Yep. They were at a basketball game, Tuesday, and everybody in here but me and one other person were all at the game, and someone that they talked to and touched got it. And so we're kind of all in the same situation. So we're all just still working, except for Jen. Jen got really sick, but she was sick prior to this. So I think she has either a cold or something like that. So we sent her home today. She wasn't feeling very good. So
Geek Offline says hello. Two Bears is in West Point, Georgia.
Hey.
And how's COVID affecting your business? I know that, it's one of those things actually where we talk about it briefly, let's get it covered, and then let's move on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like anymore, it's like, that's what everybody says. Everybody you talk to is either had it, got it, gonna get it, that kind of thing. It's kind of crazy. I'm sure it has something to do with wintertime.
What do you do? Yeah.
Shit, my sister still can't smell.
Yeah.
From last year. So.
Oh man, that's brutal. The can't smell thing is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
I
only had mine for like a month where I couldn't smell or taste.
It's better for cafeteria food and some of the truck stops, but
true.
How is
may not want that.
What's going on in the load boards?
Okay, so we are at 56,107 today, and last week we were at 59, so we only went down about 3,000,
Okay,
um,
it's good.
which isn't bad. I think it's going to probably go. I'm going to guess and say it's either going to stay about the same or it's going to go up a little bit because I believe there's another storm coming in that usually affects all of this stuff, but we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I know it has been more of a struggle to get loads this week, which is crazy when there's 56,000 loads on the board, but they haven't just jived together. You know what I mean? There's no like loads that will work together perfectly until, we were waiting until the last minute for that last load to come in. And this is what when I'm, explaining to a dispatcher how to do loads, and they're like, well, I think they think that you're going to get them all in, one fell swoop and you're done, and you move on to the next guy. But Jay, that sometimes you may have two all day long and get that third one either at the end of the day or first thing in the morning before your driver gets there. It's just the way it works, unfortunately. So,
Actually, that's really. I'm glad that I like it when somebody brings up an assumption from early on and reminds us of the way we thought at one time, or somebody's still thinking is that. Yeah, there's this there's this assumption that, kind of like you said, you could just go to the load board, you swoop in, grab 3 or 5, and then move on. Like it's a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
Not
It's
hardly.
not, unfortunately.
No, it's not. And anybody that thinks that, and I know, listen, I'm speaking to the dispatcher. There's a dispatcher right now somewhere. I'm like a televangelist. There's a dispatcher right now somewhere begging for a load to show up, and it's not showing up, and I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. Like,
Yeah.
I know what it's like. We know what that's like because whoever you're working for is like, yeah, just book it. Let's go to the ATM.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
It doesn't work
it?
like that.
And
Yeah.
and you try to tell them, or at least speak to them. That's another thing. I know there's a dispatcher somewhere that can't say what they want to say to the people they work for.
Yeah.
You want to say, listen, man, I'm looking. I've been looking all morning. I was looking all night, and there ain't nothing there. And then the one that was good, you didn't want, and now you want, and it's gone.
Gone.
It's gone, dude. So
Yep.
I'm trying. I'm trying to hold it together, man, before I rip this desk in half and freak out.
I get it. I
Go.
talked to Lena a lot, and she was on the show with us the other night, and she gets really upset when she can't, get good loads or not all the loads. And I'm just like, I've been doing this for so long, I don't get all freaked out anymore because it's either going to happen or it's not going to happen.
That's a good
and it's not our fault, and that's the thing.
Well, there's a stress
and
management.
She takes it to heart. Yes,
she does.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to. It's kind of like, I guess this is what cops and EMTs and firemen go through. Yeah, I just compared dispatchers with firemen. That's not good. But the thing is, you're going to be dealing with a level of stress, and you just have to get used to it. So light candles, do yoga, but get used to it.
Yeah. It's true. Light some sage, walk around the room. The funny part is the girls will be in here stressing out, and they'll say, Sue, leave the office. Because if I leave the office for a little bit and I come back in, all of a sudden the loads start popping up. So I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I think it's more to do with the day. There's certain days I've noticed over the years that loads suck, and then you roll. Usually Wednesday's my good day. Like Wednesday's the day when all of a sudden you'll just see the whole roll out and everything's working perfectly and you get everybody loaded. And if you get through Wednesday, usually you're getting your driver home by that point. So you're usually okay. I don't know what it is about hump day, but there you have it.
Maybe that's an idea for like a candle or a gift set. Is like Sue's Dispatching Santoria. So you get the candle with maybe
I do have sage, and I have crystals in here,
okay,
so I do
sage,
all of that.
You got the candle, and then like an 8-handed dispatching Buddha. This is sacrilegious. Have we been canceled? Probably. Like it's the first time. Okay, Alex emailed you. Daryl says hello. What's up, Daryl? Thanks for saying hello. Okay.
Got your email. I just responded to you.
Awesome. I'm going to take the screen for a second We
Okay.
do have a guest in about 15, 20 minutes.
Let me know.
Brianna is going to be joining us. But before
Yep.
we get to that, we have some carriers on the move. John,
Nice.
this is his third carrier on the move. This is his load to Florida. Thank you so much. Go ahead if you want to be the next carrier on the move. Send it in. Send us your loads. Actually, I've got Russ from Instagram. He was talking about Mannheim, Dallas, and I think there's a picture there too, but I don't know if it's in here today.
It's
Ants Transportation carrying the look at that. Look at that snow load.
Wow.
Lots of people can. It kind of looks like. It looks like a shot from a movie, like it's Groundhog's Day with car hauling or something, right?
Yeah.
So we did the top 12 load boards Tuesday night. It was an incredible show, and ultimately, after 3 hours of consternation, we came up with the new. This is the new top 12 auto transport load boards list. Here we go. I know you can read it, but for our podcast listeners, we have a new top 12 auto transport load boards list for 2022. Here we go. Got Central Dispatch at number 1, of course. But number 2 is now MetroLoads.com, which I said I checked. I saw 10,000 all to all today. Super Dispatch moved up to number 3. One Dispatch Ready at number 4, which is pretty typical for them. Cars Arrive at number 5, which they were lucky to hang on to that spot, to be frank. Because there's something going on with their volume, right? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And they got a new.
Yeah.
They also have a new look, which, I don't know. Does anybody, do you like it better? Do you like the new?
Cars Drive?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Right? I didn't think
I
so.
like-
I didn't see what was so great about it. I mean,
didn't
nobody
either.
likes the new Central look, so I don't know. I don't know how nobody can get the new look right. Other
Why did it
than
even have to be changed?
well, see, here's the thing. And this gets us into, like, if you look at Super and Ship.Cars, they have a new look that is kind of that new that you want. Have you seen that? With the lightning bolts and the loads that add.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
like that on.
it's good.
And like instant dispatch stuff on Super Dispatch and stuff like that. So you know
Exactly.
you're not waiting for somebody to push the button to give you the load. I like that too.
Exactly. So what's interesting here is what we're finding. If you got a new look and nobody cares, then take a look at some of these other load boards that actually have a new look without messing up the old. And that would be
Right.
Super Dispatch and Ship.Cars.
Right.
ACV Auctions is at number 6. They have a decent amount of loads, but you like working with them, right?
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
there you go. That counts
I
for
think
a
they're-
lot.
Right, and I think their load board is easy. I mean,
Yeah.
you can change it to where you put all the cities in alphabetical order, or I mean, I think some people don't realize you can do that because if you go in there, it looks crazy because it's
Right.
all over the place. But you can
ah,
click a button. It's real easy.
Okay.
You click the button and you put in the state by order or the city by order. You can also just put in the order ID. So I think that one's easy to use.
See,
I
and
like
you
it.
know, I don't know if you could do this. What would be cool is if you could set a default, or if it knew your zip, and then that was you're right. Like,
Right, yeah.
Right?
You could already have it in there. Yeah.
might make a note. I could tell ACV that actually.
Well, I mean, we're always looking for different areas. That would be the only thing. Because you mean like put in your zip code so anything that's in your zip
But
code comes in? Is that what you
What
mean
are
by
the
default?
well? We know one of the things we like about good software is it knows us. Now it
Right.
doesn't like spy on us, but it knows
Right.
us, right? So like when you log into a load board, it'd be great if it knew you a little bit rather than
Right.
hi for the first time again, right? Like,
Right.
like the number one load board. Every time you go there, it feels like the first time. And is that necessary?
Yeah.
Haven't
No,
we
because
met before?
honestly, yeah, I mean, because we all don't, nobody, as far as I know, likes the new load board, right? I mean, so, and here's the other thing with it. It will, out of the blue, you'll be sitting there searching it. It turns you back into to the new load board. And the new load board doesn't even switch you to what you were looking at. It starts you from like all the loads from point A to point B. When I look up all the loads, that's what that is. So then you got to go back in, turn it to the old search,
Right.
start all over from scratch. It's a pain in the butt. Yeah.
It's like that. Remember in Word had that little paper clip? It looks like
Yeah.
you're writing a letter, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it is. It's just kind of, I don't know. Is that
Yeah.
necessary?
It doesn't.
I mean,
No.
for the money you pay, boy, it'd be nice if it knew who you were.
Yeah.
Okay, then, so Ship.Cars at number 7. And then Holly, this is the big one. This is... I'm not going to hit the buzzer because they didn't do anything wrong. But Holly, when we started the show, they were number 2. And when we ended the show, they were number 8.
Well, that was
Why?
because of the load. We were going by load, how many loads they
Volume.
had. And
We
they
were
do
going
have a
by
lot of loads.
Yeah.
But most of their loads are little tiny loads. That's the problem. Your $50 loads, $100 loads. I don't know how you could get on their load board and take out, those to the big loads. I don't think there's even a possibility. But
I know.
also their load board, when you're trying to get a load, is crazy because you usually have to go back in time and tell them you're picking it up a week before that you're really
the
going to
back
pick
in
up.
time. Okay, the back in
Yes.
time thing. See, this is
That's
one of
just
those
crazy.
fundamental flaws.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and actually, I'll tell you honestly, one dispatch with the whole like, then you got to click on the boxes and you got to lie about time there as well. Should in my mind should push them down. I forgot about that
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I agree.
the whole like, oh, we did a show and I went crazy. I think I jumped out a window. Is that
Let Janice know so she knows.
when you are, what is it, when you're booking a load and then they
Yeah,
have all
sure
this
about it.
information that relates to a week ago and you're agreeing to it and you have to check a box that you agree to information from a week ago, that makes me crazy.
Right.
So
Crazy.
that one's okay. Then Carshipio number 9, which I think is,
I'm not.
these bottom 4 actually gets really interesting at the bottom.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Carshipio, I mean, there's not like there's anything wrong with it, but no one ever really talks about it. Right?
Well, right. Because, I didn't even know they charged a fee until I started going in there and, playing with the load board because I just usually get my loads from Auction Direct through there. Actually, I got one the other day from a company called HTS as well. I know people are using it, but they just send it directly to you. I didn't know that you could really go look for loads there. And then when I did, it said there was a fee and all this other stuff. But I don't know, how many people actually use it. I don't know if people even realize there's an actual load board.
Hey, check this
You know
out.
what I
David's got a flag on the play here. He
What?
disagrees. I think he's talking about Holly. And this is interesting because Darren, also a 9-car hauler, disagreed with throwing Holly low. We are learning something interesting is that, see, I think probably a qualification should be, this is the new top 12 auto transport load boards list for dispatchers or owner-operators.
Right. I think there's a difference.
Right?
Darren didn't like Holly either, though. He said they have cheap freight, too.
Oh.
Is
he
Two
liked-
Bears talking about Holly or something
Well,
else?
I think Two Bears is talking about Holly because we were just talking about it. That's why I get load dates updated by terminal. So, David, are you talking about Holly? We want to make sure we know which load board.
He just sent another thing there.
He did.
I get loads
What am
updated
I-
by terminal.
How do I
on
get the
my
delay?
own.
It's my show.
I don't know. It has got me
That
Holly
is wrong.
Pro
Yeah,
2
okay.
quarters in a row.
It got me Holly Pro 2 quarters in a row. Okay.
What's
Hey,
Holly
what's up,
Pro?
Unique?
What does that mean?
Well, so this is another thing where United Road, they got Holly, and then if you're a preferred carrier, you're a Holly
Might be.
Pro, I believe.
Okay.
I know I should know
And
this.
that's probably, I'm not a big car hauler, so that might, I don't know if that is it or not. And don't get me wrong, I've got a 10 car that does loads for Holly out of certain places. Like they've got a place down in Houston. It's not really Houston. And then they've got the Birmingham ramp, which I love pulling loads out of. They pay really well out of there too. Now I think that's dried up as well. So he's probably, and I think there's one in South Carolina too, that they've got certain areas that they are, I want to say they're rail yards. Jay. I'm not sure, but I know the Birmingham one is a Mercedes-Benz factory.
And see, here's the thing. This is why Holly was number 2 originally. Is that I thought it deserved to be higher up on the list, but when everything else was considered, and even like Carshipio. I mean, Darren loves Carshipio, I think, right?
No, he liked Ship.Cars, which I don't like.
Ship.Cars?
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Some of these load boards, many people never use. It really is. But the whole point, I want to talk about the reason why we did this. Wasn't to have a popularity contest. This isn't.
No,
The purpose is who's gonna be number one and treat the industry like it matters. Can somebody do that? Now, okay, so this might be harsh, and I need to clarify, but of all the things mentioned here, it seems like the one thing everybody does agree on is the number one load board isn't helping us.
No. But I would say there's a lot of on this 12 that are the same situation.
Well,
like you don't really care. You know what I mean? I honestly believe that.
That's what they call setting the tone. When number 1 doesn't care, why should number 5 care?
Well, true. That is true.
And I also recognize that the way I'm talking right now, I know it sounds really unfair. So, am I being unfair? When I say that stuff, is it just me? Am I alone? Am I being unfair?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I deal with them all day, every day, and I know a lot of these people on here that watch the show do the same thing. And I know they have a lot of the same situations that we talk about every week. And to me, I feel like they don't care.
Well, that's why Tuesday night I asked the question, is eBay like a barroom brawl? When you shop on eBay, do you feel like you're on a stunt movie set?
No, because they really watch those people. Like, if you go down there and try to sell a Gucci purse that's not real, I mean, they're all over that. You're not allowed to do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of but then, I mean, here's the only difference between Central and the rest of them. Central allows, as we all know, double brokering, triple brokering, quadruple brokering on there. They let transporters list cars on there. I had an incident just the other day. This transporter had 2 vehicles on there from Cleveland going into someplace in Alabama. They're paying outrageous. But then I said to him, how is this paying? Well, it's billing. I said, you're a transporter. I can't do it. And he goes, well, what if I had them pay you at pickup? I'm like, no, I'm really not interested anymore. So.
Well, that's another thing. Exactly. If somebody tries to bro up to you on eBay.
Yeah.
No, man. I'm not doing the bro game.
Yeah.
And I also don't even really like the bro talk because it's usually like anti-male conversation, like toxic masculinity. Don't get me started. But you do get the bro talk, like, dude, just do me a favor on this one, bro.
Yeah.
Which is why I have the muggo problem that you have to become somebody's best friend just to get a good load. Like, that's ridiculous. That's not a marketplace.
Yeah.
That's a wrestling ring.
I've had literally a big broker that's not on this list because their load board is not technically established all the way yet. Literally didn't call me a bro, but said to me, hey man, can't you do it for this time? And next time I'll make it up to you. Guess what never happened? I never got it made up to me, honestly. Yeah.
Dude. I know early on I fell for it too. It's just like all the crazy spam and the barristers in Africa with millions of dollars. It's really literally the same vibe. I'll get you on the next one, bro. And I think early on I'm sure I fell for that at least once. You think I ever got it on the next one?
No.
There's no getting it on the next one, bro.
No.
You can talk to this same guy next week. Yeah. So take it away.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said to me. The next time I said, you owe me. Oh, I don't have enough money in this load to do it for you this time. It'll have to be the next one. Yeah, whatever.
Broker bros. That should be.
Yeah,
Was it a broker or transport? This is another
it was
thing.
a broker.
It was
Big broker.
we brokers unfairly get all of the trash,
True.
although they've earned a lot of it. But
True.
now these illegal carriers,
Mm-hmm.
man, how do they get away with it? Right?
I don't know.
I mean, it's crazy. And then they're cussing you out and ragging you. I mean, wow. It reminds me of Michael Rappaport shared this video. I saw this yesterday, where some guy in New York City filled 2 bags of stuff at a Rite Aid and walked out the door right past the security guard. And Michael Rappaport's videotaping the whole thing. Filming. I love when people say filming.
Mm-hmm.
We're rolling. Okay, so he's recording on his phone this whole thing, and he's like, "What the guy just took 2 bags of stuff and walked out past the security guard. Like, have a good day." That is basically what's happening with carriers illegally dispatching, illegally brokering, and nobody cares. Have a good day.
Nope.
It's crazy, man.
It is.
And nobody, it doesn't get any attention. Do you see? Honestly, when we talk about this stuff, I think we lose views. Like, people are like, "Oh God, really dispatching
it's the same thing.
the illegal carrier thing again? Oh God."
So
Man,
I know she's
nobody
about
cares.
to come on, but Unique wants us to look for somebody. Can
Yeah.
we do that really quick before we put her on
yeah,
there?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's look for Unique. Here, I'll stop the share. Bryanna, we'll keep you in the waiting room another 5 minutes
Just
or
a
so. Let's look
second,
for
yeah.
Unique. Yeah, that's good.
Let's Memphis, Tennessee. Whoops, nothing's working. Hold on.
Hey, that's great news, Geek. Cool, man. Thanks for keeping us posted. Thank you. And by the way, thank you, Geek, because that's what keeps us going. Is the folks that we hear from, that we're helping. Because I'm telling you, we know there's a lot of people that it's in one ear, out the other. They don't,
So I'm going to start because it's a 4-car. I like to start to see what's on there as 2-packs first. So let me start there, and then we'll see if that helps us, leads us anywhere that we need to go.
I get to shake my dice. Because you're playing the slots when you play the load board. Let's go for it.
Well, there's 4 right there taking you to Houston, out of Grenada. Not that I always recommend going to Houston. Let's see, would that fit you? We have a Nissan Altima and a Crown Vic. The Crown Vic's going to be a boat. Then you got a Nissan Frontier, but that's not a full-size truck. And a Jeep Cherokee. That might fit you, Unique, but you know me, I don't like Houston. But that's not a bad run right there.
No, it's not. COD and everything.
Yeah.
And this is a pickup on Saturday. This is the qualification.
Oh, shit. Well, that,
yeah,
no.
I know.
Granada's IAA, sorry. That's not going to work. Okay. Missed the Saturday. All right, moving on. What else we got? Not going to Florida. Kenny Hall for wholesale. That's a good load right there. And that would be a Saturday pickup.
And Unique already talked to Ship Your Car Now, so I'm assuming there's a load up here that we're going to see from them.
Okay.
Maybe we
Well, I like the 2 for wholesale going to Fayetteville, but I don't know if they're allowed to haul
They're
for
signed
wholesale.
up with, wholesale.
Yeah.
Robert, when a broker contacts me and asks for a break on their load, I always respond by saying, if you pay 10% now, I'll discount you 20% on the next load, and they never accept. I love that also, Robert, because the math probably gets so complicated for enough that they're like, yeah, no, that sounds like we're losing money, so I'm just going to say no right off. I love it. That's negotiation. This is not. I know. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get a thumbs down from a broker now. This is not a crack on brokers, but rather it's all a negotiation. And if somebody's gonna bro you, bro them. How about a double bro?
Bro. Hey. Okay. So, Unique. Look. Okay. I don't know if this will work because you'd have to run everything. But there's 2 for wholesale.
Please let me know the next time somebody says bro to you during a dispatch. Oh. Somebody this
no
week
wholesale?
is going to get broed.
Oh, crap. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I
no
found
wholesale.
2 going for Meeker to Oklahoma City. But there is a 3-pack on here for Direct Connect from Memphis to Indianapolis. Let's see if there's a single unit to go with it.
Can you tell from the zip code what the pickup is?
38128 is probably going to be, it's not going to be Copart because Direct Connect doesn't usually do Copart.
Okay.
So it's probably either a dealer or a DESA or...
Exactly. Get the auction on the weekend.
Let's look.
Assuming the Transformers haven't taken it over.
And I know that doesn't seem like a lot of money, but I will tell you, you're going to make it up in Indianapolis because Indianapolis pays really well.
Yeah, I like Indianapolis.
So, I'm going to just put in Indy and Illinois because there's sections that you're going to go through.
I once had to talk a carrier into going to Indianapolis. We went around and around and around. Swear to God, later on, months later, he let me go because now that was his new run and he didn't need me anymore.
So you worked it out for him, basically.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Oh, man. All right, let's look this up. Yep.
I'm like,
there you
hey,
go.
man, so, yeah, let's talk about next week. He's like, yeah, no, we're already set. Oh, you are?
There you go.
Where are you going? Indianapolis. Oh, that's awesome, dude.
There is Total Quality has this Kia Optima into Fisher's. Now, I will say this. I tried to get this load yesterday, and they told me the load was canceled, so it went off the board. Now it's back on, so I'd say it might be working. So you could do that 3-pack with that individual one for and take those. I know 38118 is going to be, I think that's the Odessa.
Oh, my God.
What?
When people let the racial slip happen, you know, like they forget that you're not like best friends, you know, at the bonfire, and they say something really nuts. Yeah.
I had something said to us really nuts yesterday. Yeah. We called a dealership that's in Kansas City, starts with a J. Uh-oh. Anyways, asked for a load, and they seriously asked us if our driver was black.
What?
We said, yeah.
Holy
he said,
crap.
No. And he goes, okay, I'll give you the load then. Can you believe that?
Okay.
I was like, what just happened?
I will tell you, and I have had other races kind of questioned in the, yeah, it is. And you're like, you feel like it's really uncomfortable. Yeah.
So Alina, I would try to get, that's Alina for Unique.
Oh, yeah.
But I would try to get those 4 for Memphis to Indy. That's a quick, easy, and your driver's slow, so take those.
So we've got Geek has Connecticut, Sideshow has Chicago. What we're going to do is, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, let's bring her in, and then we'll do that.
We're going to talk to Bryanna, and then, but I'm putting you on the list. So we got Geek, Connecticut, and I appreciate, I like the apology of that you might be boring us. We're always afraid we're boring you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we appreciate it. Let's do this. Let's get Bryanna. See what's going on. And this is what we're doing is, let me go ahead and share the screen. We're going to talk about repo appointment times. Bryanna works, well, she's going to tell us, but we're going to talk about repo appointment times. Here comes Bryanna. I like the apology of. Yeah, and there's the, that's me talking. Oh, she's quick on the mute.
Yep.
She's working on it. Okay. I know. Right, because it's a surprise. Surprise! Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
What's going on?
Sue, I heard you talking about COVID earlier. It's running rampant through us too. It has been a nightmare. We've been so shorthanded at work, and it's just been, it's been really tough.
I know. It's crazy. We're in a really small town with only 200 people, and it's like every time I turn around, everybody's infected again.
Oh, yeah. I live in Houston. There's 7 million people here.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably can't not pass anybody that doesn't have it.
No, yeah, there's literally nowhere I go that it isn't busy at any given time. I mean, there's like traffic jams at like 2 a.m. for, no reason. Like there won't even be an accident just because people can't merge.
Wow.
That
sounds like Los Angeles.
It's reminiscent of that kind of traffic. We actually visited Los Angeles a couple of years ago for a work event, and a bunch of people were out there with us. And our buddy James from Austin, he was like, "I don't know what's worse. I don't know if LA or Houston is worse."
Oh wow! And then I've also heard like Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know we're gonna
Miami.
We're gonna talk about traffic all day, but it is amazing how. I mean, how do you manage that, Sue? Where you've gotten, in fact, this probably gets into repo appointment times. How do you manage it when traffic is what's holding up a driver or a carrier? I mean, there's nothing anybody can do about it. What do you do?
No. So if we go into big like cities like that, like say for Atlanta, I've got 3 drivers that live in Atlanta. First off, they know how to get around. But if you're sending somebody in there that doesn't, then there's going to be a problem. Make sure you get all your loads. Try to in all the same vicinity. Like try to get them all at Manheim, or try to get them. Don't do Winder and then also do a down at Manheim, Atlanta. Your guy's never going to get there because Winder closes at 4:30. So, and I do have a guy that lives in Houston. Usually we try to keep. Now he's from Houston, so he knows how to get around too. But I try to keep them close to each other as well for the same reasons, because traffic's a nightmare. It's like the Copart there in Houston. You can sit there for 6, 7, 8 hours. I never take Copart Houston. It's crazy.
Yeah, some of the cars we pick up, we direct drop to IAA, and I mean, sometimes we'll just bring them back to the yard and wait till nighttime, because trying to get through those lines during the day, I mean, it's going to waste half of my guy's day.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody pays you for that, huh?
No.
So let's talk about, let's dive into the topic, repo appointment times. And before we do, Bryanna, thank you so much for taking the time, joining us. We know this is a hot topic, meaning, so if Sue books a load picking up a recovery at a repo yard, it's a repo lot. This is a repossession vehicle. We're talking about, sometimes in-ops, right? Sometimes keys, no keys. Maybe it just got picked up, or maybe you can elaborate on that. Like, first of all, what kind of vehicles are we talking about? Where are they? What's your point of view of this vehicle that's been listed for transport?
Sue, right?
Bryanna.
No, you.
Oh, what do you? Oh,
yeah, no, exactly.
Well, I mean, for us, it's fairly easy because we have created a very organized system. So, you've had Jordan on the show before, Jay. We utilize Clear Data. We have a, all digital appointment system. So, the broker or the carrier, whoever needs to book the appointment, can go directly to our website, put in the last 6 of the VIN. They can upload their BOL and everything right there and select from, what available appointment times. But I think this is where it gets frustrating for the dispatchers and the carriers, because, we also have redemptions and personal property appointments all day long. So we kind of have to juggle 3 separate types of appointments. And so sometimes like the slots aren't available that, these carriers want. But we do that because we have that very organized system. So we have a staging area, because we're kind of on our lot on the northeast side is on one of those roads that, has big ditches on both sides and is 1 lane either way. So it's not a safe loading area. So what we've done is we've created a staging area inside of our lot, but away from the other collateral that's not being, scheduled for transport. And so we kind of stack those cars in that staging area by those appointment times to try and make it, it's right in the gate. You come right in the gate and then you go to the right and there's my staging area. So we try to make it really convenient for the transporters. But I never know what kind of car. I mean, I could repo a 1990 Lexus, or I could repo a 2021 Escalade. I mean, there's every type of vehicle that you can imagine has been on my lot. I think I actually have a Bentley sitting on my lot right now, which actually is an in-op, and it's been a nightmare to get the thing off of my lot because we don't allow trailers or semis into or like big car hauler trailers. So, you have to have like a wrecker or flatbed to be able to get into the lot. There's just not the room there for that. And so, a lot of the guys will bring a wrecker, and if they have a car hauler, they'll take them out and load them on the car hauler on the road. But it can be tough, but we do let them know, like, this is an in-op, like the airbags are deployed, whatever it is, or, it does have a key, but the battery's dead. We do let them know all of that information. That doesn't mean they always come prepared. Right. So it can be frustrating for both parties. And I know a lot of repo companies too are small, and they are, like a mom and pop operation. And so they have really restrictive hours for transports. And I know that that's a big frustration for transporters, because, you'll have a company that says, well, we only do transports on Tuesday and Thursday from 11 to 1. But most likely they're not really trying to be difficult. They probably just don't have the staff to manage, transports. Our company does transports Monday through Friday from 9 to 4, because I want to get as many cars off my lot as possible. The more cars I have sitting on my lot is a liability for me.
Right. Makes sense.
And we do get a lot of requests for cars that aren't ready, because we do cut keys. I know the auction doesn't like me for it, but hey, we all have to make our money. And so, a lot of times we'll get a request and we're like, well, this is, pending keys. And then we get frustrated transporters too. I had a new guy. I mean, we've had pretty good relationships with the transporters that visit our lot frequently, but I had a new guy the other day, and he just couldn't understand why he couldn't pick up 2 cars at the same time. I said, well, because one car is in Northeast Houston and the other car is in Southwest Houston. So like, I'm not going to bring it up here for you to get. You're going to have to make 2 separate appointments. And he was very frustrated with us about that.
So here we go. All right. So this is good. I mean, I what's so interesting, and this is one of the reasons why we're happy to have you on and talk about this, is that you have an organized business, and like the staging area, the hours, that you can't have trucks loading in-ops on your lot. You've only got so much space. So the more we know about the challenges you face interacting with transport, the better off I think we all are. However, that doesn't help the constraints that we're facing, and this is where Sue, I think I want to, here's one of the first things I'm thinking. Okay, if it doesn't pay more, why would I go through those difficulties versus just picking one up at an auction or a dealer? True.
I mean, honestly, we don't do repo yards very often. And it's not, it's mainly because it's like she said, you can only pick up on Tuesdays or Thursdays from, this time to this time. And that's in general, I hate to say it, that's usually what we come across. And the problem is, Ready Auto and Cars Arrive will list these loads at repo yards and not give us those specifications when we take the loads. Because I can tell you right now, if they did put that on there, most times we would not take them because it won't fit into our schedule. Same thing, they don't tell you if there's a key, they don't tell you if it runs and drives. And in general, when we try to contact the repo company, either they don't answer the phone or we'll send the email like requested, and then they never answer the email. So then we're stuck and I can't take the load. So I'll be honest, we just really don't do it very often. And I have had the thing where you said we couldn't pull in the driveway. There's one down in Louisiana that would not let the driver drive into there because there's no room. So then we couldn't access it anyways. And then they said my driver wasn't even allowed to walk onto the yard to get the car. So I hate to say it, that's why we stay away from them. It's just too much work for them. And they, drivers want to drive. They don't want to have to work for a load that pays the same amount as another car that's just down the road from them.
So I'm going to jump in. And in Bryanna's defense, the thing is that she's getting squeezed.
I'm laughing at Sideshow.
Thanks for jumping in the live chat. One of the things that I know that I've learned from listening to Bryanna and others speak about recovery is that, they're getting squeezed on pricing too. Mm-hmm. Which makes you wonder, where's the money and who's making the money on this deal? Because
the lenders.
There we go. Yeah. See? And the lender doesn't know anything about this.
They're making the money.
And they know nothing about this sausage making problem, right?
No. And they probably don't care, do they?
Uh-oh. Put it in the nobody cares. And that's where, so Bryanna held a session at Used Car Week, and was it a lender that was you were talking to? Was that a lender?
Oh yeah, the guy that was kind of going back and forth with everybody. Yeah, I think he was from ACC, I want to say. I think that they're a forwarder. I don't know. I don't partner with them, but he is on my LinkedIn, so I'll look it up and send it to you.
But, and so that, in a nutshell, what was that? Because that got heated, that got interesting. What was that conversation about?
Well, that really didn't have much to do with transports. It was more so our post repo process. And he basically became like the stereotype of everything that repossessors are trying to get away from, right? Like, and try to educate our client partners that, we're not nickel and diming them. He actually used that term, that we're nickel and diming him.
I heard that. I was like, what? But that's we have that in common. And our shippers so nickel and dime us.
So we went back. Yeah. So we went back and forth and said, look, like, because the hot topic was keys. And we were like, we're not nickel and diming you. I think that was actually in James's performance, but he spoke up again in James's presentation, but he spoke up again in mine. He just couldn't help himself. And so we were trying to educate them that, like, we're not nickel and diming you to make these keys. While it is a great source of revenue for our companies, now, like, we're trying to avoid claims, right? We're more insured than some of the banks that we work for. I mean, my insurance is triple digits every year. And so, like, I, need to protect that insurance policy. I want to have as few claims as possible. So now with these frameless windows and these high security keys, and you can just brick the whole car, and then only the dealer can unlock it. So, if you break in, so we don't break into cars anymore. And that's why we charge for keys, because there should be a process, when you have to physically enter someone's car. I mean, that can become a questionable process. Are you going to damage the window frame? Are you going to break the window? Are you going to, is your wedge going to damage the weather stripping, whatever it is? So, we said, well, this makes more sense, is we can cut the keys, then, we can avoid damage, and then, we can send them to auction running, and everybody wins. It's more convenient for everybody. It's not just that we're nickel and diming you. But yeah, he had, some preconceived notions that, like, a $300 repo fee should just basically be all inclusive, and we should all just be happy with that.
And that is exactly like the dealer that says, I moved it all day, my granddaddy since the 1970s, we pay $75 a car. What are you talking about, man? You just said it was decades ago. Things have changed. Yeah. And what's also interesting is that, Sue, how many times have you called to set up an appointment at a repossession lot, and you feel like you're talking to somebody that either doesn't even work there or just rolled out of bed? And it's just like the dealer, that talks to a carrier who, is sweating and there's grease everywhere. And there's a reason why that is. But during that communication process, some of those perceptions can impede the communication for business sake.
Right.
And I can't speak for every repo lot. I mean, I know that there are ones out there that make the transportation part difficult. And, I see them in the forums, all the repo forums complaining about transporters. I tried to approach it in a different way. I tried to build good relationships with the transporters that frequent us. And so they know what to expect, and they know our policies, and they know they can directly email us and things like that. And we try to stay on top of our communication. We do hear a lot about the phones, but we have a phone tree, and nobody ever selects the right extension ever. I'll tell you what, the accounting extension at my office goes directly to my cell phone. And I get calls from Odessa and Copart and everything all day long. And I'm like, you do realize you selected the accounting extension. There is zero I can help you with. You have to go to the right department. So I know they do get frustrated with the phone system, but I mean, we made everything so easy and digital. And we're pretty good about replying to our emails and getting everything scheduled. But they still even get frustrated with us because we book up so fast. And we can only do one in, one out, right? I can't have 5 transport trucks clogging up my lot while my guys are dragging metal across the gate. So we do one in, one out. So we try to book a half an hour for every transporter. And, if he's not done in that half an hour, then the other one has to wait outside the gate.
Right.
So you just said digital. All right. So there's an online, you mentioned Clear Data. Now that's for the agency to use, right? And then you have Clear, what is it?
So we use ClearPlan as our mapping program when we're running accounts, but yeah, ClearData is our organizational system for appointments. And so like, if you went to my website, it's www.assetresolutions.net. You'll see a pop-up, and that pop-up will kind of ask you, hey, like, do you need to make an appointment?
Let's go to assetresolutions.net. All right, I'm going to click on it. All right, and now, book an appointment.
Right there.
There it is.
So if you click that, you would have to click up here where your appointment type is. So this little drop down arrow box where it says appointment top right below the CAPTCHA. There you go. And then so transport pickup. Oh. And then you would add the last 6 of the VIN. You can add multiple VINs, separating them with a comma. And so obviously that verifies the identity, right? So you don't have to call me. Like if you're ready to go and you've already, I've already sent you your verifications through email, I'll say, hey, go to the website, book your appointment. But this is too where they get frustrated because sometimes, like I said, like the new guy, he didn't realize that we have 3 lots in Houston. And so he wanted to book 1 appointment for 2 cars, because he's got a flatbed. But I'm like, honey, those lots are 40 miles apart.
So let me ask you this then: on the appointment scheduling, because I think this is where, let's say we're on a load board, we book a repossession. Do you think then whoever handled that booking is connected to everybody's booking? Like, are there many booking sites? Do you know what it's like for when other recovery lots let you book an appointment time? You don't know. Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean
how would
everybody know? I would say most of the space uses ClearData, but again, we're all just so different. I mean, we're all doing the same thing, but like all of our geography is different, our lots are different, the way we run our different departments is different. There's no real standard across the board. I would say there's a gold standard of the best operators, and they all probably operate about the same as we do. But even, their lot setups are different and things like that. So I couldn't generally speak to that.
So I think, but I'm glad we talked about that because it reminded me. All right, I think then this again translates into auto transport, where dealers and auctions feel like there's so many different mobile apps that there's no standard, and that there's all these different versions of how something works and what to do. And I also see on Facebook, I'll see drivers post, "Hey, I'm going here. Anybody know where I need to go?" Which means, rather than phone numbers in a phone book and you flip and you find, we need to do a better job of letting people know where they need to go before they get there.
Yeah, because even my lot, like new people, I mean, I don't exactly advertise, right? Nobody likes us. So I don't have like a big neon sign out there that's like, hey, your repoed car is right here. And we have privacy screening over like our 8-foot fences and electric gates. It literally, like, if you didn't know that was my lot, you wouldn't know. And we have big yellow curb barriers, but it's not like, hey, enter this way. So I mean, I think that is a huge, responsibility of these people who are assigning these loads to the transporters to kind of let them know, hey, look for the big curb blockers and the privacy fence. They don't have a sign.
Yeah.
What, Bryanna, what would you ask of the transport community to know that maybe you wish more people knew?
Can I ask them to stop running over my stop sign, because I've replaced it like 3 times now. But I think that maybe just try to build a relationship with those repo lots, because I know they can be difficult because, they're stressed too. So, I mean, just try to build a relationship and be respectful of their rules and whatever processes and policies they have put in place for their yards, because they're probably not really trying to be difficult with you. Look at, I'm being all nice now. They're probably not trying to be difficult with you. They are probably just, like I said, protecting that very hard to get, insurance policy. And that's kind of most of our that's another problem for us is it's very difficult to get, and it's very difficult to maintain the insurance that we carry, because I think there's only 3 carriers in the whole country that write repossession insurance. So if you have so many claims, you're going to become, non-insurable, and then you're out of business.
Well, and the amount of liability and responsibility that you all have on your shoulders, given the because you're dealing with the general public, and you're dealing with, what is that? You're taking their asset based on payment.
Yeah, and a lot of
times laws, right? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, there's every state has different, regulations. Some states have like no licensing and regulation, so it's just like the wild, wild west, which is crazy to me. We have TDLR. They don't really oversee like repo, but we do have some, statutes and things that we have to abide by. And you can actually view all the laws in Texas at texasarp.org. Our state association website has all the repossession regulations on there. But yeah, we're dealing with the lenders, we're dealing with the forwarders, we're dealing with the debtors, and the debtors do not understand, or the customers, I guess we would call them, do not understand, that we're a separate entity from their lien holder. So they're instantly not happy with us. But what they don't understand is we don't actually have access to their call history, that they were talking to these collectors. We don't know that they lost their job last June, or, their mother was sick or anything like that. Like, all we know is you're in default and my client sent me this order.
Isn't it interesting when the more you hear, I don't know if it helps. Again, I don't think it helps the transporter racing against traffic to make an appointment time, but it paints a different picture. I know for me, when I first started, and I learned it was a repo unit, and it was an in-op, and we can only get in there for 30 minutes a week or whatever. I was like,
well, and two, we do it also to protect the transporters, because a couple weeks ago I had a very, very angry customer outside. So the customers don't ever enter our lot or our building. We have like a waiting area that's outside of our driveway, and we've got a big scary bulletproof window and an intercom, and so I had a lady who was really, really angry because she had redeemed her car at auction and they had taken her plates off, and they just toss those, right? And so we don't remove plates unless they're like handicap or customized, or veteran plates, things like that. We just send the cars with the plates to auction. So she was really, really angry that her plates had been tossed, which I get it, but she didn't redeem from us, right? And I didn't remove the plates. Anyway, she was walking around out front with a baseball bat threatening everybody. So, I'm glad I didn't have a transporter on top of her, and that I could diffuse that situation without anybody else having to get involved.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I've got such a glamorous job, you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm sure it happens quite a bit, unfortunately, too.
Yeah, and the violence in the field is another scary thing. I was just talking about that on the Auto Remarketing podcast. I think CU just posted an article, a repo driver just the other day, bullet whizzed by him in the truck, smashed his windshield, and just grazed his head right here. So, and then up in Dallas last month, another young man was actually shot on a repo in the middle of the day.
Wow.
Well, we've all seen the video where like the Escalade is hanging from the tow, and the wheels are going like crazy, and they're just turning and you're like, man.
So we have a strict policy at our company. That's already a breach of peace at that point. We don't want any conflict. It's not worth it, right? It's one repo. We just will drop it in a situation like that. We don't want to put our agents at risk.
Yeah.
Well, Bryanna, thank you so very much for taking the time to spend with us. I think it's really educational. It's really good to hear these aspects of an industry that, a year ago I had a hammer on my desk, and and I was right there with, the craziness, and now I think I understand better what I'd like to see happen now, because we're talking about the load boards and everything else. If there's any way we can help improve the communication and make people aware of tools that will make the process better.
I've learned a lot.
And
I've learned a ton from you guys, which has helped us be better at communicating with our transporters, and I'll take that back to my agent community and, have those conversations with them too, because at the end of the day, we have to work together.
In fact, somebody mentioned to me, I think it was Jose at Location Services. Well, maybe you were talking about NARS. Were you talking about NARS? So Les McCook, June, NARS, Colorado. Right. Okay. So
yeah, they're actually there that this week viewing the venue, and Les posted some pictures.
I saw that.
Gorgeous.
I know. Well, I think that got my attention. So I'd like to see if maybe. We've never been to a repossession show, but
come on! It's so much fun.
It would be cool.
Bring an extra liver though, because those people know how to drink.
Well, that sounds like all the transportation shows I've been to.
So yeah, we would love to have you guys. Yeah.
Even if I can't go and Ty can go, anyways, we'll figure it out. But
we'll make sure you register early because early bird registration ends the 31st
of
January.
Of January.
Yep. So you got a couple days.
Okay. Wow. I better get on that.
You can still register after, but it'll be more expensive.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. I want the early bird. All right. Well, Bryanna, listen. Thank you. Here comes we really, really appreciate you being here. Thank you, Bryanna. And let's find a topic and bring you back.
Okay. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I really enjoy doing this with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Bryanna.
All right, bye.
All right, see ya.
All right, see ya.
All right, guys in the live chat, thank you so much for, it's a party in here. Hey, what's up, Ty? Hey, will you do me a favor, Sue? Will you, Geek has the Connecticut
to
Northeast. Yeah, search that, and I'm gonna get ready for Larry while you do that. Yeah.
Okay. Connecticut where? Any place? Well, Connecticut's not that big, so I guess we'll just use Connecticut.
Yeah, I think he said Connecticut to the northeast.
Yes, that's what it says, yeah. All right, let's just pull up Connecticut.
Where's that? Okay. Oh, and I'll shake them up here. Let's get these dice going. Oh, I threw the dice too early. Oh, Kicking Up Dust, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Kicking Up Dust is ringing the super chat cowbell. That's super nice. Appreciate it.
All right. Let's see what we got. I got 163 loads. So how big of a car transport? And I didn't put any like amounts on here, so I guess we're just going to scroll and see what's on here. Let's see. Did he say anything else specific on there? No? All right, let's go through it here. All right. Of course, we're always going to have the local stuff, and I don't know if you want local stuff or not, but there's a lot on here as usual because I used to have a driver in Connecticut that ran the New Jersey, Philly area. And of course, the weather I'm sure is bad up there as usual. My problem with running the New Jersey, Philly area, mainly the New Jersey areas, most of these places you have to make appointments anymore to drop at the warehouses, and sometimes the appointments are just not available. That's a good pan load for Montway, but it's not ready till the 29th. It's paying $350. RPM has one here for $325 in a Bordentown. Then you've got your typical New York stuff. Wow, that is crazy. $700, $6.19 a mile, but it's going to Staten Island. Is it worth it? Let's see what else we got. We've got an enclosed. There's some local stuff. You're always going to see local stuff up there. How big of a trailer do you have, Geek, offline? Just so I kind of have an idea. And I mean, if you're wanting to look at this local stuff, as you can see what they're paying, that's just typical. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm more of the, if you can't make at least $250 on a car, why do it? And these $60, $70 stuff, I know it's paying $1.90. Problem is, unless you're picking up a multi-pack, I don't know if that's worth doing. So you tell me. Let's see what we got here. We still got some more. This is all local stuff.
Right, because what's the distance on this run? It's not far, right?
No, I mean, I did Northeast, so it brings up, I know you want Connecticut to Northeast, which is what I did. But the problem is it brings up all this small stuff too. Is there a specific place you're looking for? And then how many cars are you looking for? Like how big of a car hauler are you?
And I think one of the things to point out here is Geek is preparing to get set up, and when you're in those early days, right, you'll put up a search like this, not knowing that this is the shorter the distance, the harder it is for us to search for good loads.
Right.
And this is why, just know this, is that if your running lane is like a few hundred miles or less, you're probably not going to be hiring a dispatcher, which is that could be good. But that's important to know. Dispatchers are looking for 500 miles or more and CDL.
Right. And honestly, if you're going to do local stuff, then you're going to want to go talk to people and set up your own accounts. Because you're going to make more money that way. Because you can see what they're paying on here if you're using the load board for little runs. $70, you know, that's typical. 75. To me, that's not worth doing. Honestly, because that $75, it might take you 2 hours to do that. Is that really worth your time? And I guarantee you're not going to find them going into the same place. That means you're picking up. This one looks like it's picking up in the same place. This right here. So you might be able to make that work, but it looks like there are at least 2 drops if you look at those 3. Let's see what else we got here.
And Ty will tell you it can be worth it. Those small amounts can be worth it if it's your customer and you're working things out to build up to a volume. So I put Ty's number in the live chat, and you'll want to join us on Cars on the Move tomorrow. I'll put the link to that.
Okay. So he says he's a 2-car flatbed. So what are you really wanting to do so we can kind of aim in to, you know, I mean, are you wanting to do this local stuff? Are you wanting to go further than that? I mean, Northeast is a big, huge section. So that's why when we put in Northeast, I mean, this is the local stuff up here. Then we're going to start seeing stuff into New Jersey, which I still would consider that almost local because you're not talking that many miles either way. But they still don't pay enough, as you can see right there. During this time of the year, when I took stuff from Connecticut and Massachusetts down to New Jersey, I was getting $300, $350, $400. I'm not seeing a lot of that. Wholesale has one on here for $350, but it's going all down into Runnymede, which is the Philly area. And here's the other thing, just so you know, is when you get down into this area, and if you're doing this going back to Connecticut, the loads are few and far between going back. So my guy usually ran home empty and just flipped it and came back again. And then you have to deal with most of this stuff is at Copart, IAA. There's, I don't know how many Coparts in Connecticut and IAs. There's a lot, and they all have sublots. And a lot of times you have to go stop at one lot to go to the sublot. It's a real pain in the butt. Let's see here. Can we get out of New Jersey? Got some stuff to New York.
It's actually, when we talk about, like, the 2-car flatbed, so you could be a sub-hauler for a bigger hauler that needs help getting in and out of areas. There's a lot more just beyond the load board.
United Road hires a lot of people up in this area because they've got a lot of this kind of stuff up there. I will tell you that. One of the biggest things you should do, like if you have access to Central while you're trying to decide, you know, how you want to do this and what you want to do, is to kind of watch these boards and see who lists the most loads and stuff like that. Maybe get in contact with them, see if you can be their hauler. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the problem: is some of these places are not going to post these all the time. This is just a random. Here it goes. What you're needing to look for are companies that list them over and over again. I think Pre-Owned is up out of Massachusetts. I think they run a lot of local stuff.
That's right.
That's what you're looking for.
Pre-Owned Auto Logistics. Yep. And a growing carrier is always looking for somebody to help pick up the onesies and twosies. And if you see, if you were to see a company up here and we can help advise based on the company, if you see that they're posting onesies and twosies, you may want to call them and have a conversation. And this is where
ACV's based out of up there too, and they run a lot of stuff, as you can see up here too. It wouldn't hurt to get signed up. They do have a 4-month waiting, like, it's not a waiting list, but they want you to be in business for 4 months with your MC before they'll take you on. But if you were to contact them and say, hey, I'm doing local stuff, what do you got? Could you help me out? You might be surprised. I bet they have a hard time moving some of this stuff. I'm not seeing a lot of multiples other than a Certus.
And, we heard from talking to Bryanna, the repo lot has the same problem the digital auction dealer has, is they need to get that car off the lot. Once it's sold or done, they need that moved. And this is where, if you're Geek, if you're Connecticut 2 car, gets it off the lot, come up with a...
Yeah. Something that you could, work on in your local, because that's what I'm looking at here. There's 163 loads, and you can see most of them are either local or New Jersey. Some of them are New York, some are Philly. It's hard for a 2-car to do long hauls and make money, especially as a newbie. Now, I've got a 2-car. He makes $5,000 a week, and we run them everywhere. But if you're wanting to stay like somewhat close by with a 2-car, you could probably make good money if you could hook up with some dealerships that want cars moving from the auction, because there's a Framingham, Massachusetts, that's a Mannheim there. Or if they need them even picked up and taken to IA or Copart, because sometimes that happens too. You can also get signed up, I think, directly with Copart. They were doing that. I'm not sure if they still are, but that might be something, and they pay well. If you get signed up with them, but just keep in mind, you're going to need a winch, because a lot of times their stuff is in ops. Sometimes they don't have keys, stuff like that. So that's a suggestion I would recommend too.
Right. So, and he knows he wants to be home every night. Yeah.
$600
So
a
Geek
day.
Offline, you are now ready for Cars on the Move, where we connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. Dispatching Live load boards have a place, and almost all businesses use load boards, and you might use a load board too, to supplement
you have to do both.
Your customer work.
Yeah,
but
to do both until you build up enough to where they're just calling you. You know what I mean? And saying, hey.
Geek, you're going to start with the load board so you get used to your equipment and different locations, right? If you're going to make a mistake... Uh-oh, I'm going to say something crazy. If you're going to make a mistake, make it with a load board load. Ouch.
Ouch. Well, I'll be honest with you. $600 a day for a 2-car is kind of steep. I had a 4-car, and he barely made $600 a day. And that was a lot of work running. But he usually ran a lot to Rhode Island, stuff like that. And it was rough. It was more like $400 to $500 a day most days.
Now, he's in the Northeast, but this actually brings up the question of...
What?
Where'd you get that idea?
Oh.
Because this gets us back into the YouTubers talking all day about, counting money, right? But where's the reality of the money that you heard? And I know somebody said, oh, man, here's my W-9s and I got rich. Okay, fine. Maybe that happened. But it doesn't happen every day.
Right.
True. It does on YouTube.
Well,
any final recommendations before we got to move on? We've got to go to the next thingy.
Thingy, huh?
Yeah, we're on a thingy.
Just like what we said, I like you say, I recommend first off talk to Ty. He can kind of explain this to you a little bit better as far as creating your own business right there and contacting dealerships and stuff like that to create your own clients. Because if you're going to base it off of this, you're definitely never going to get that $600 a day. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be too hard for you. And since you're still in the process of getting set up, now's the time to talk to Ty, and then he will lead you in the right direction, trust me, on creating your own business.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Exactly. And we'd love to have you tune in and ask questions. I'll tell you what. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. we're going to come back to, we got Sideshow and Jay to search for. But before we do that, we've got to get to, let's see here, we got a couple more. Oh, here's one of our favorite memes. It was the Dispatcher. Oh, and then this was, I don't know. All right, I'm sharing it because I'm a nice guy and I try to play fair. Montway, Tommy, Director Carrier Relations. There we go. What else? So just posted another. Yeah, that was timed well. Okay, it is now time for we gotta do. You know, on Tuesday nights. I'm just gonna skip all of it. Tuesday nights we do the Are You a Car Shipping Guru? Play Ask Larry questions. And then we do the answers on Thursdays, somewhere after 1 o'clock, and we're within that time frame. Here we go. Question 1. The word car comes from the Latin word carus, meaning four-wheeled wagon, to move quickly, traveling, or is it moving machine? Mic check 1, 2. Now, I've already placed my bets, and I can't change them, and I don't know the answers. What's the answer to this?
Well, that's an interesting one. I'm either going to go with four-wheeled wagon or moving machine.
Right. Okay. Good. Because I guessed traveling.
That's
I went
one or
with
the other. I think. I don't think it's
I went
the
with
other
like
two.
a root word. I was thinking root word. You know, like. But I don't know. I mean, I guess they had. Did they have wagons? I mean, are we talking? Was it Aristotle or was it the guy at the liquor store? I mean, who came up with this? All right. Let's see what we got. Oh, you got it.
Well, I said 1 or 4, but Unique got it. She said 1.
Yeah, Unique got it too. Wow. Dang it.
Good job, Alina.
Okay, Alex got moving machine. All right, question 2. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2017 Kia Niro from Grovetown, Georgia to Rapid City, South Dakota? Is it $500, $830, $1035, or $1310?
Wow. I don't even know where Grovetown, Georgia is.
Gary, I said traveling as well. I know, Grovetown, Rapid City. All right, I went high. I went to the highest one on this. These are current market rates. It's current. There's winter. There's Transformers out there.
I'm going to say 1310. I agree with you because who wants to go there? If you're not going to get paid out of there, then you might as well get paid going up.
Yeah, nobody's going there if they don't get paid. All right, let's see what we got here.
Grovetown is. Oh, Grovetown is in BFE too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, 1310. Grovetown, just for everybody's information, is not Atlanta.
1310. Getting paid. Okay,
on the border of South Carolina. Wow.
Right. Question 3. Blank 80, the world's largest truck stop, includes a movie theater and trucking museum located in what state? It's part of its name. California, Texas, Iowa, or Florida. Now,
well, if John was on the show, John would know.
I know, and I've known this one for years. I mean, meaning this should
John's
be the
probably
gimme.
been there.
John has blogged live with his cat. Yeah, Grotho. Easy one. I mean, it has to be Iowa. It just plain has to be Iowa. Man, there we go. Hey, you're welcome, Geek Offline. Thank you for ringing the Super Chat cowbell. We sure do appreciate it. Question 4. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2019 Audi A7 from Perrysburg, Ohio to Waterloo, Iowa? $285, $65, $890, or $1125?
The Perrysburg area is Toledo area, right? I'm right, I think.
I'm gonna say that sounds pretty good.
To Waterloo.
And
I take a lot of stuff to Iowa.
I'm also shooting high on this one. If he had like a 700s, I'd probably pick that.
I don't think it's 1125.
I know. What's sad is it's probably 565.
I think it's 565 because I take a lot of stuff to Iowa.
Dang it.
I know. I think it's either that or 890, but I doubt it. I think it's 565.
I'm going to give the ominous horn on that because I want 890, but I'm sure you're right. Oh. What a bummer. I mean, because what do you do in Waterloo? What are you going to scoop up 3 in Waterloo? Come on.
No. Believe it or not, though, for mileage, it's only 528 miles, so 565 kind of makes sense.
Well, I know. Yeah, well, as the crow flies across the
cornfields
and all that stuff. But, I mean, yeah.
You're going to have to drive down to either Iowa City or Cedar Rapids or Des Moines to get loaded.
Here, let's throw this in there. You don't know the route, and you've seen, this is where you see those, single lane asphalt hits the where it meets the railroad, and it has a big curve up, and you get your truck hung up on there, and here comes the train, and there goes the load, all because you took you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nope, I'm with you.
Yeah, let's keep going. Question 5. What was the best-selling non-truck in the U.S. in 2021? Is it the RAV4 CRV Accord, or is it the Camry?
Didn't we do this? I thought it was the Camry.
I know. That's what I said. I'm like, didn't we already do this? I swear we did.
We did.
I always say Honda Accord with anything like, what's the most stolen? What's the most tinted? But I actually went with Camry on this one. I don't know why.
It's usually either the Honda Accord or the Toyota Camry. But
right, it is. It's always the Accord or Camry. That's why I chose Camry, because I think I got it wrong last time.
I think he's trying to trick us because we have SUVs in there. I think what we answered before was what car, and I think it was like a Honda Civic or something like that. So this is what's tricking us. Is
what? I didn't think of the trick factor.
There's a trick in here.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's probably an SUV.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's still Toyota or Honda.
Ooh.
Which one is it?
John's got new photos coming soon.
I'm gonna go with Toyota RAV4.
Yeah, Gary's got Camry too. Me and Gary, we're like, Alex has a Accord. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay.
See, so he was being
right.
tricky.
You got the trick factor right. Which did you say, CRV or RAV4?
No, I said RAV4.
Oh, you got
I like Toyota better.
Sue did it again. Better. Sue wins way more than I do. I suck at this game. I got what did I get? I got 2 right.
I think I only got 2 right.
I got the gimme and the rate you're supposed to get, and I missed everything else. All right. Well, thanks for playing Are You a Car Shipping Guru with Larry, the Transport Auto Quoter. He knows his stuff. And I'm going to put in the link, too, if you want to learn more about how to get these quotes right. You want to quote in the middle of the night while you sleep? Who doesn't? Go to transportautoquoter.com.
True.
Who doesn't?
They text me in the middle of the night for a quote. So.
How do you accept a, hey, bro, can you help me out in the middle of the night?
I just ignore it, and I answer them in the morning, and I say, hey, I'm here from 8 to 4 Central Standard Time. Now I can answer you.
Just go to heybro.net. I'm sure it's taken. Okay, so we've got about 5 or 10 minutes left. We've got 2 more searches to do. We've got Sideshow had a Chicago search. Did you see that? I just gave the screen back to you. Let's go back to
I had the Chicago up, but I didn't know where we were supposed to go from there. Let me find the page here.
Sideshow. Okay.
You tell me while I pull it up.
Yeah.
Chicago. Illinois. Hello.
Yeah, you're right. Coming up to
Are we just looking out of Chicago?
Coming out of Chicago. That's all we know. So here's what we want to know. Sideshow, we want to know how many, and is there somewhere you normally like to go? Is there somewhere you'd like to look?
I'm going to put in what I usually put in when I'm looking, and I'm going to put a minimum of at least $400 on here just so we don't get any of the crappy stuff on here. But and we're going to put at least 60 cents a mile. So we can... All right. Wow.
You hate those loud shakers?
Come up with 772 miles. So we might have to... I bet it's high right now up there because of the fact of the weather. Let's see. I know I've got a driver in Bloomington, Illinois tomorrow, and I got killer loads out of there going to Atlanta. Like, killer.
Okay, RAV4 is considered a compact crossover SUV.
Yep.
There it is.
Okay. Well, of course, obviously, we're still doing snowbird season. Is that not crazy that we're still doing snowbird season?
Like they're still going south?
Oh yeah. I mean, every place that I keep pulling up loads, we have all kinds of snowbird stuff going down there still. Look at it. Look at what they're paying.
Well, maybe they didn't go because of the...
Maybe they didn't snowbird it.
That's weird.
Mean, I like this one right there, going to Tallahassee.
Hey, have you been moving that COVID bird stuff? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a thought, isn't it? Isn't that crazy?
COVID birds. Oh my God.
Oh Lordy. Okay. Well, everybody wants a passenger church bus. It's
oh my God.
Santa Rosa.
I rolled 4 6s, by the way.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
That's really good.
I thought 666. You don't want 6s, right?
I didn't get 666. I got 6666. Sheesh.
I took a Cleveland. So everybody knows I like to do Pensacola and Mobile, right? So I took Cleveland down to I took one to Pensacola and 2 to Mobile, and I got a van that paid $1,675 just for one vehicle.
Wow, dude.
So that's crazy. And you can see that the rates are super high. Can someone please tell Jermaine?
Awesome.
Well, I mean, wow, look at the bucket truck. I bet that's huge. That needs a low boy. Okay, and here's a bunch of stuff to Iowa. There's Waterloo.
No, so John is picking up a Ghostbusters ambulance tomorrow. It doesn't say Ghostbusters, but it is the Ghostbusters ambulance. Interesting. I think they're probably going to retrofit it. Boy, that thing is classic. I'll show that here in a bit.
Some good stuff going down to Louisiana on here, too. Look at that. Now, Alexandria is not really... It is Louisiana, but it is way away from Baton Rouge. So if you're going to hit Alexandria, I mean, it's probably worth it to come in that way, but it's going to cost you probably a couple hundred miles, just so you know. This isn't bad right here. What are they, though? 1,400, 74 cents a mile.
That's not bad.
Much stuff to Minnesota. There's always Chicago to Minnesota, and there's usually always Minnesota to Chicago. There's a couple to Jeff City. Wow, what are those? Wow, just a Land Rover and a Lexus. Out of Chicago going to Jeff City. Here's one going all the way to Springfield, Missouri for Reliable.
You could put Jeff City with Louisiana if you needed to, couldn't you? That was another... Oh.
Well, you could. I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
You know me, I like to go all the way. I don't like to stop in between. I like to keep the guys just moving.
Yeah. No, that's
Holy
real.
crap. Okay, why does Montway have this listed so many times?
Different reference ID, though.
But I think they're all this... This one says it's really dropping in Minot, which nobody wants to go to Minot.
It's all the same one, isn't it?
That's weird.
I don't know. Who knows? Well, that's why I breezed through the carrier relations information of that guy, because I don't know.
No, they're not. The 2-pack is $1,300, and it's 2 trucks, and then he's got a little tiny car. Sorry.
Here's the way I look at it, camera one. We're all in this ecosystem together, right? So if we're all in this ecosystem together, which we are, then we can set up a conversation and see how it goes. We'll take it one step at a time.
Some stuff going down to Dallas, but that's over in Elkhart. There's 2 F-250s.
Which you won't find that opinion on Facebook.
Wow.
Because on Facebook,
this isn't
once you've done dirty on Facebook, it's dirty forever.
See these 2 F1. There's an F-150 with a tunnel cover and an F-250. They're both lifted out of Elkhart going down to Dallas, 1125 and 1150. That's not too bad. Got to drive to Elkhart to get them.
Are they? Yeah. So they've been converted and they're headed back to the dealer, right? Yep. First choice.
Yep. Yeah.
Conversion.
And first choice is a 30-day pay too, so that may be a consideration for somebody too.
And they also have. I mean, they also have. Yeah. Exactly. 24-hour pickup notices. Yeah. There's a list of
requirements. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick it up today. Let's put it that way.
Know your broker.
That's some Alabama stuff. I mean, it all looks pretty good out of Chicago right now, which is.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot and good prices. I mean, we're looking at we're still in the 80, 70 cents, and up. And I'm not only a quarter of the way down the page, and there's still another page to go. I don't think this looks too bad. I don't know where Cherokee Village is, but that's a good rate, $1.65 a mile. What? Pickup keys in Illinois, Jeep in Arkansas.
Oh,
what?
no. It's a round trip. See, this is. All right.
No, I don't think it's a round trip.
No,
but what does that mean? Pickup keys.
What it means is it's not paying $9.50 for a vehicle.
No, absolutely not.
It's $9.50 for the round trip.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And I mean, I'm speculating. I'm speculating live, but I've made these phone calls and been told, oh, yeah. And it's kind of a hey, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's some more Florida stuff. Got some weird stuff on here to Florida, of course. Wow. I'm impressed, actually, as
I am too.
I mean, really.
I know.
Now we're
You
back
can go
in
anywhere you want.
60s.
Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Carolina.
Yeah. Just find the best
Minot. You can even go to Minot.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to.
Party of one.
You can do it.
All right, so Chicago looks pretty good. Let's do this. We got to get to the last one because I got to.
Okay.
I got a meeting here afterwards.
Okay. What's the other one?
So Jay is looking for. Let's see here. Okay, Darlington, South Carolina. Isn't that a? Is that an Odessa? To anywhere in the southeast.
There's one.
And again, when you put in your route scout, let us know how many we're looking for. But if we don't know, we'll guess 3 to 5. While you're doing that, let's go ahead and throw this ambulance up here. This is what John is hauling, and there's.
Wait.
Seems like there's a whole conversation about.
Well, they got somebody else is picking up an ambulance too, but it's in a different area as well.
Yeah, ambulance city right now. This is
very
popular
cool,
to transport.
Actually.
It's very comfortable, spacious.
That's for sure. What is it, like 20, what do you think, 22, 23 foot long? Something like that?
Yeah.
Even has the curtains. So you could sleep in it if you wanted to.
Oh, shoot ya. And they don't mind. It says it on the
sleep
dispatch.
that night, sleep in the ambulance.
Hey, bro.
You can sleep in it.
You can sleep in it.
And I'll only take $100 off your rate, Con, if you do that.
Yeah. Did we mention it has no brakes? Sign me up. All right, you can take the screen back when you're ready.
Here. All right, so Darlington. So I'm getting stuff up in North Carolina because it's not that far. And I put in the southeast, and there's still 429 loads on here. So, of course, obviously, you got a lot going to Florida. Florida. What else you got for me? Savannah. Don't do any of that stuff. Here's some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not actually. Just to weigh in, I'm not the biggest fan of this search.
No, I don't do this area a lot because if I do it, I go up north too. I don't really stay down in the south.
Exactly, because if I'm in Darlington, I'm going north.
Yeah,
or
me too.
West or northeast. But if I'm already in the south, I'm not going further south. And that's just how the dispatcher's thinking.
Yeah.
Your business is your business.
You can see right here, there's several Darlington going to Florida. I mean, if you wanted to do that. This is... What is this? That doesn't make any sense.
But actually, that is how it should be.
Yeah, but it's not 29 miles from Darlington, South Carolina to Tampa, Florida. This is a glitch.
I was wondering about that too.
That's a glitch. Because look, Lakeland is 523. Orlando is only 100 miles from Lakeland.
They don't have... Come on, Sue. They don't have glitches.
No, I know. No,
it's the new. Yeah. Come on now.
Let's see what else we got. This is all going to be Florida here. Then you get some stuff into Atlanta. I mean, really, that's not too bad to get to Atlanta from Florence. I mean, it's $294. You're getting 85 cents a mile, but I don't know if you're going to find a full load. This would work for you, but I guarantee you it's not 79 miles. It's probably more like 100 miles southwest. Might probably be Atlanta. I'm not sure.
See, now you're going backwards.
Yeah. Well, no, southwest would be towards Atlanta. West, right?
Can you click the map on it? Now I'm curious.
Where the hell's the map at? Oh, here. Sorry. I never use it.
Don't you have crappy maps? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, see, so he's up here. Here's Darlington. See, that would be along his route to take him into Atlanta.
Well, shoot, man.
There's two going into Atlanta that aren't bad.
Well, this is where, what if the driver says, yeah, but I'm going to be empty all the way to Gaston, right?
Yeah, but it's only 100 miles. That's what you do.
I know, I'm just saying.
But I think, isn't Gaston, that's Copart or IA? But it's a 2021, it can't be. It's going to be a dealer.
Geek! We got one!
Let's see what else we got. We got Darlington up to North Carolina. Let's see what else we got. Then it leads you up into Charlotte. So let's see. I mean, you go up north and you could go down. Looks like. Okay, so here's a actual delivery in Cleveland, Tennessee, which is nowhere near Birmingham, Alabama.
See, this is the problem. I see the social media outreach and whatnot to improve the company's image. But this actual pickup, actual delivery stuff, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Because
especially when it's nowhere near.
No, nobody wants...
Cleveland, Tennessee is nowhere near Birmingham.
How does nobody over there understand? And because God, I'm beating my head against the wall. I don't know. Look at this one. Here.
This one isn't even really in Charlotte at all. Auburn, Alabama, and Hodges, South Carolina.
Yeah, sure.
Why?
Just, you can do what you want. Now I'm going to go crazy, and my blood pressure is going to rise.
Stuff going to Jacksonville, Florida. Don't want to do that either. What else we got? Lots of stuff going to Jacksonville out of Charlotte, which is normal. I guarantee they're going to the port. I'm going to skip through the Florida.
Fine. Don't like it. But what I'm saying is what the industry's thinking. That's what they're
19 foot? Really?
So even though it's making you and the building money, Every time it's an actual pickup, actual delivery somewhere else, it feels like bait and switch. That's all we can see.
Now, I will say that the stuff in North Carolina and South Carolina going to Florida, as you see, are not paying great. They're 48, 51, 49 every once in a while you get
exactly.
One. It's like certain areas of the world. Like if you were in Houston, you'd see even less rates going to Florida right now.
Now, we realize, if you want to stand by one heater and go to another heater, well, these are the rates.
Yeah, that's what sucks. I was really surprised. I had my driver that's from Florida. He lives in the Davenport area, which is kind of Lakeland. I had him in Dallas. I took him home, and I was getting $600, $650 a car, which, and I know, you don't usually see that stuff going to Florida out of Dallas.
Wow.
And that was like 69 cents a mile, something like that. Yeah.
Well, thank you, U Nique. That's just darn nice of you.
Thank you, Alina.
Oh, that's Elena, the dispatcher. Yeah. Oh, putting it together. I'll get one of these or Dazer.
Bunch of
really,
stuff.
Jay, you had to go Alabama accent on that? It was nice.
Whoa, watch your step. You just walked into
lots of stuff to Savannah. I mean, you can get out of there, it looks like, but you're either going to drive up to Charlotte to get them, or you could even drive up to Fayetteville. But it looks like mainly what's coming out of this area is going to be Atlanta and Savannah and Florida. So far, that's all we're touching right now. So I'm going to skip through this and see if we have anything else. There's some Maryland stuff, but that's Dundalk, so that's the port. And as you can see, they're not paying that great. They do this kind of stuff all the time. 53 cents a mile. This isn't bad, but I don't do the port, and that's not enough money to do the port for me.
No. Well, that's what's interesting. When we're talking to Bryanna, and, we're talking about appointments and wait times, the ports, right?
Ports suck, yeah.
Which one would you rather pick up, Repo or port?
Repo probably.
Right.
Actually, pick up at the port isn't as bad as delivering to the port. I will say that.
Interesting.
Because I've got a guy that lives in Delaware, and we pick up from the port in Delaware quite a bit, and he's in and out of there. But if anybody knows the Wilmington, Delaware port, it's not a big deal there. I mean, even dropping there only takes them usually 10, 15 minutes to do it. It's not a normal port, though. Like if you're going to Baltimore, Dundalk, or Jacksonville, you're sitting for hours, and you're lucky sometimes if you even get them off.
Hey, here's a search filter question. Can you search 250 miles? What are the search filter options?
I don't think you can do that.
25, 50, and 100?
It's 100. Yeah, 25, 50, and 100. And even on the new one, I think they made it with a 75 in there, if I'm not mistaken.
But you can't do like a 250.
No.
You'd have to choose your states.
You'd have to figure it out. Yeah. What your 250 mile radius of everything would be.
Which I don't fault them for that. I mean, there's too many other things that come before that. Hey, Sue, what's your recommendation? Because we're going to wrap this up here in a second.
Honestly, we're getting a little bit further down, so I'm seeing more stuff going into Tennessee. I like Tennessee. You usually get out of Tennessee. And if you look right here, if you're signed up with the RPM, Montway, look at these right here going into Cleveland, Tennessee. Those aren't bad. $1.32. I'd go to Tennessee. That's where I would go.
Another solid recommendation. Everybody, thanks for jumping in the live chat, asking your questions. And we appreciate the contributions in the super chat. Thank you so much, Geek. And, of course, Kicking Up Dust. Thank you very much. Also, we want to thank Bryanna Cox for her appearance, contribution, information about Repo appointment times. That was a great segment. And more and more during the 4 times a week on Auto Transport Intel, we're having, guests on some of the other shows too. In fact, tomorrow, we have another guest tomorrow on Cars on the Move. You should join us for Cars on the Move. If we've talked about it, if you're looking at growing a business, getting clients, customers, etc., join us tomorrow on Cars on the Move. Here is the link. I'm putting that in the live chat. You see it there. I didn't put any title or anything fancy, but the link is Is it showing up? It's right below Alex's yeah, thanks. So there it is. Okay, cool. And everybody else that tuned in and said hello. And if you have questions, and if you missed this show live, you can always watch it back on demand. Find it on YouTube, on the homepage, on Auto Transport Intel. Put it in the comments below. I always also put in, you can send in the news, send in pictures of your truck, become a carrier on the move. Let us know how we can help. And of course, if you're looking for a dispatcher, because weekly I get requests looking for dispatchers, and I don't even say, what I need to say every time is mention my name, but I don't even bother anymore. I just send them over to Sue. So just go to Murphy Auto Transport. Do you get a lot of people asking you, looking for dispatch service?
Yeah, we do. I get more phone calls. I get a lot of emails. Then we try to call the people, and they don't answer the phone calls.
Right.
So, so we try to get a hold of them a couple times, and then I figure if they're going to call me, they're going to call us back, or I'll get another email, one or the two. So.
Well, she will return your calls and your emails because she wants to help. And so we really appreciate it. Another great show. Thanks for the requests for the Route Scouts and tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow. And then we got a big show on Tuesday night, Managing Auto Transport Operations. This is going to be another great show with fleet managers, asset-light carriers, which is brokers, but titans in industry. This is going to be a cool show Tuesday night, so be sure to tune in for that. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. And, oh, wait, not that one. All right, what do we say?
You ready, everybody?
Ready.
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks, Sue.